In a world that constantly demands we run faster, achieve more, and optimize every second, we often lose sight of the fundamental rhythm of human existence. We are biological beings living in a digital age, and this disconnect is the root of much of our modern anxiety. What you are witnessing here isn't just a quiet life, it is a masterclass in the psychology of sustainability and long-term fulfillment. It begins with the season of renewal, spring. Notice the focus required to tend the soil. Psychologists call this grounding. When we touch the earth, when we interact with the physical world, we lower our cortisol levels, the stress hormone that plagues so many of us. This elderly gentleman isn't just gardening, he is engaging in a practice that keeps his cognitive functions sharp. Neuroscientists have found that complex motor skills, like handling delicate plants or chopping vegetables with precision, stimulate neuroplasticity, keeping the aging brain flexible and resilient. Look at the preparation of the meal. In the West, we often view cooking as a chore, a barrier between us and the food. But here, the process is the point. Each slice of the carrot, each wash of the spinach is an act of mindfulness. This is the bibimbap philosophy, not just a Korean dish, but a lesson in balance. You have the carbohydrates, the proteins, the fibers, and the colors. Nutritional psychiatry tells us that the variety of colors on your plate directly correlates to the variety of nutrients fueling your brain. He isn't just making lunch, he is engineering his own longevity. As the seasons shift to summer, the intensity of the labor increases. The sun is high, the air is thick. This demonstrates the concept of flow state. Notice how immersed he is in the harvesting of the soybeans. When a challenge meets our skill level perfectly, we enter a zone where time seems to vanish. This state is one of the highest forms of human satisfaction. It is not found in leisure or idleness, but in meaningful work. The processing of the soybeans is tedious. It requires patience. This is the antidote to our modern addiction to instant gratification. We are conditioned to click a button and get a result, but nature dictates that you must thresh, wash, boil, and grind before you can taste. This is delayed gratitude. The ability to put in the work now for a reward later is the single strongest predictor of success in every area of life, from finance to relationships. And then the rain comes, the summer storm. Most people complain about the weather. They let external factors dictate their internal mood. But look at their reaction. They sit, they drink tea, and they watch. This is stoicism in practice. You cannot control the clouds, but you can control your reaction to the rain. By accepting the moment exactly as it is, they find joy where others find annoyance. That rainbow isn't a guarantee, it's a bonus for those patient enough to sit through the storm. As the air turns crisp and we enter autumn, the theme shifts from labor to connection. The harvesting of the persimmons and chestnuts is abundant. But the most educational moment here is not the harvest itself, it is what they do with it. They share it. The longest-running study on happiness, conducted by Harvard University over nearly 80 years, found one clear conclusion: relationships keep us happier and healthier. Not money, not fame, not cholesterol levels. Relationships. When the neighbor arrives and they exchange food and laughter, their brains are releasing oxytocin, the bonding hormone. This social fitness is just as crucial as physical fitness. The act of knitting the sweater is another layer of this. It is an act of service. When we create something to keep another person warm, we step outside of our own ego. Depression often feeds on self-obsession. Service is the way out.
Then comes winter, the season of dormancy and, inevitably, the season of vulnerability. No matter how healthy we live, the body has its limits. The wife falls ill. This is a reality we often try to hide from, but it is an essential part of the human experience. Watch the caretaking, The husband doesn't panic. He moves with the same deliberate focus he used in the garden. This is the caregiver archetype in action. Preparing the ginseng chicken soup, a dish known for its restorative properties, is his language of love. Food is information. It tells the body to heal, to rest, to recover. But beyond the nutrients, it is the intention behind the soup that matters. The placebo effect is real, but so is the care effect. Knowing you are loved and watched over boosts the immune system. Notice the stillness of winter. The snow blankets everything. In our hustle culture, we are afraid to stop. We think rest is laziness, but in nature, nothing blooms all year round. The trees must lose their leaves to conserve energy for the spring. We too must embrace our winters, our periods of rest, of sickness, of low energy. It is during these times of deep rest that our bodies repair themselves at a cellular level. Recovery is not a waste of time. It is a biological necessity for future growth. As the snow melts and the cycle completes, we see the sprout emerging from the harsh ground. We see the birds returning. We see the couple recovered and strong, walking hand in hand. This brings us to the final, most important lesson: consistency. This couple didn't do anything extraordinary. They didn't run a marathon. They didn't build a tech empire. They simply showed up every single day. They ate real food. They moved their bodies. They prioritized each other. They respected the seasons. In finance, we talk about compound interest, how small amounts of money grow into millions over time. Life operates on the same principle. A healthy meal today seems insignificant. A walk with your spouse this afternoon seems ordinary. A good night's sleep seems optional. But over 10, 20, 40 years, these small daily choices compound into a life of vitality, deep connection, and peace. The blue zones, places like Okinawa, Sardinia, and Ikaria, where people live to be over 100, share these exact traits. They move naturally, they have a sense of purpose, they de-stress, and they belong. So, as you watch them walk down that path surrounded by the blossoms of a new spring, ask yourself, are you rushing toward a destination that doesn't exist? Or are you willing to embrace the pace of the seasons? Success is not about how fast you get to the end, because the end is the same for everyone. Success is about the quality of the journey, the depth of your connections, and the peace you cultivate in the simple, everyday moments. Slow down, plant your seeds, share your harvest, and trust the process of your own life.